Where are these mowers? Look at these mowers. So guys, we've got the high lift blades installed. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be using the high lift blades. We got the brand new high lift blade for the Ego, 30 inch, obviously times 2. We've got the high lift blade on the 22 inch super composite. And then we've got obviously the dual blade Honda, right? We're going to see if this thing will choke. It's kind of like a high lift blade, you know, it looks like a high lift blade, except Ego's doing something different. So yeah, we're going to see which of these will choke. So our batteries are charged. We've got a 12 amp hour battery for the Honda. We've got two 6 amp hour batteries for the 22 inch super composite. And we've got two 6 amp hour batteries for the 30 inch. This is going to be interesting. Hey guys, I've got 17 inches of grass. In some areas, obviously 18 and 19, but I've got 17 inches of grass that we're going to be cutting down. I just wanted to show you that. So 17, 18 inches of grass, in some cases a little higher. We've got these mowers set to 4 inches. We're going to be cutting off about 13 inches of grass. We are mulching. We're looking to see who's going to choke first. So the Honda is set to number 4 in the front and the back. That is 4 inches. Ego is set to number 8, as you can see here, because it only goes up to 8, which is 4 inches. And the 30 inch actually goes up to 5 inches, which is kind of cool. But this mower is really nice because it also has exact settings. So when you want a 2.5 inch cut, you move it to 2.5 inch. You want a 1.25 inch cut. I mean, this is I love this. Anyway, we're on 4 inches here, and we're on 4 inches over here. So we're good. Now, just so you'll know, this isn't going to be a fair competition because we are going to be using turbo. So the Honda, I believe, will ramp up, I think, as high as 2,800 RPM. I've seen stuff for 2,900 RPM. I just haven't seen it in the manual. So I'm going to say 2,800 RPM. Now, the 22 inch super composite, by the way, I love that. That does 3,200 RPM. And it's all controlled by a button that I'll show you in a little while. Now this guy here will go up to 3,800 RPM. You have to use the app. Now, if you don't use the app, I believe it's 3,600 RPM. I'll put it on the screen just to correct myself. But you do need to use the app if you want super turbo. And we're going to use that. So 3,800 RPM here, 3,200 RPM there, and 2,800 RPM for the Honda. Again, it won't be fair, but we want to see who's going to choke. Guys, I just need to take the mower and put it on super turbo. That's it. It is on. All right, guys, super turbo is on. 3,800 RPM. I've got a little self-propel to help me, and that's it. So I'm going to turn this on. And let's see. Okay, no issues whatsoever with that one. Oh my God. Again, we cut it to 4 inches. We'll obviously look at cut quality too real quick. All right, but you might not be too happy about that one. But let's take a quick look with the camera. And that's what it looks like to be cut down to 4 inches, which we normally don't do. We do 2.5. Oh, by the way, this is 2.5. If you really want to know, this is 2.5 in comparison to 4 inches. So 2.5, versus 4 inches right there. All right, let's go ahead and do the 22 inch. Got a little self-propel on this too. And the mulch plug is closed. No issues with this one. I'll tell you something. We might have to do something. I don't even know if I have enough grass to cut. But okay, interesting. Okay, I got the Honda. A little bit of self-propel. 1, 2. Okay, no issues there. So here's the interesting part. Let's first take a peek and see who can do a 18 inches or 17 inches down to 4 inches and do it the cleanest. That's the first thing we're going to look at. So we got Honda, we got 22 inch, and we got 30 inch. That's interesting, huh? You could see the 30 inch definitely is a wider cut. Of course it should be. But let's look at the Honda real quick. I'll give you my honest opinion. And yeah, gonna have some shadow here because I've got to walk this way. Then we're gonna try something else. But not bad, guys. I mean, I got some stragglers in some areas. Like, okay, I do have kind of a bunch of grass here, you know, that just looks like it wasn't really cut down. So I've got a small section here. All right, I know this was really about at the end of the day choking, right? And let's move the mower for a second. You know, look at what we got in the front there, right? So we've got, you know, it can't go fully to the gate, but we've got a little bit of mess there, and that's going to happen. You're mulching 14 inches. Ego 22 inch. Everyone seemed to mess up in the same spot, or at least the Ego and the Honda. Now look at this here. You know, so I'll show you it, but that versus that. So if I go back here, you could see that this is a little more than 4 inches. You know what I mean? And this is in the center. So, but again, the same thing for Honda right there. Again, that's a lot of grass to cut. I don't think any mower is really going to do it right. So we got one more cut coming. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Let's look at the 30 inch. I'll tell you something. It's really weird. The 30 inch is really weird. And I'll tell you why. I mean, again, this is too much grass to cut. But yeah, I mean, it didn't cut like a lot of the stuff. You know, obviously I've got mulching where the wheels is over here, and that's going to happen. But there's a lot in the middle that it didn't get. So it didn't get this stuff here. It didn't get, I mean, it didn't get this stuff here. You know, again, a little batch, all this batch here. So if I had to say who cut the middle better based off of looking at everything, I will say the Ego and the Honda 22 and the 21 inch are in a tie. Guys, here's the real one now. I'll tell you. I'm cutting this 17 inches of grass down to 2.5 now. All right, now on Honda, the setting's actually 2.5, which is kind of cool. So it's 2.5 here, and obviously 2.5 in the back. Ego 30 inch, obviously 2.5 is 2.5. So we're already set. I made the adjustment already. So 2.5. And then the 22 inch is setting number 5 is 2.5. So interesting, right? Because then a lot of steps below before you get to 1 inch. So we are setting 5. So, all right, again, we're going to use turbo and we're going to use super turbo. All right, we're doing our second cut. We're now connected. Again, we are just going to turn on super turbo. the mower does turn off, and if it does, you have to go back in the app to turn it back on. But let's go ahead and do the 30-inch first. All right, we are cutting down to 2.5 inches of grass. We have 17 to 19 inches in some area. We're doing the 30-inch first on Super Turbo. It says turbo there. Don't forget, we just came from the app. A little bit of self-propel. You hear that? Oh, wow, what was that? Did we just choke? We might have just choked. That's weird. I'm backing up for a minute. Yeah, there's a lot there, by the way. If you zoom in, you'll see there's a lot going on. But I'm pulling back and hitting this back on. Wow. All right. So what happens is all that grass gets caught up under the deck. And at the end of the day, and I'm going to pull this out. You know, we choked 2 times because at the end of the day, the deck was full. We're going to take a good look at what we're dealing with in the front. But let's go ahead and do the Honda. Before we do the Honda, just taking a look, you'll see here, I mean, obviously it didn't know what to do with this grass, right? It's got a lot. It's letting go whatever it can let go, but it's too much. It's too much. And even for a 30-inch mower on 3,800 RPM. Wow. All right, let's see what Honda does. All right, 1, 2. Oh, okay, we choked here. We're going to pull back. Wow. I mean, just look at that stuff, though. Again, I'm going to try it. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so that means that there's so much grass that it's even stuck under the deck that I can't start the mower. Okay. I mean, the 30-inch, I can keep starting it, but, you know, it choked. All right, let's go ahead and see what the 22-inch will do. Interesting story here now. All right, again, turbo, a little bit of self-propel. All right, we're on. Holy moly, the 22-inch Super Composite won the race? Is that crazy or what? Oh my God, I didn't expect that. I thought the 30-inch would kill it. I mean, you know, oh my God. Actually, look, I mean, it's cleaner. Look how clean this is. This is ridiculous. Look at how clean this is. Oh my God, you know, I didn't want to let the grass grow this long. It's no good for the lawn, but wow. So now that we're close by, let's take a good look at this mess here. I mean, you could see 2 times that it just couldn't get, you know, past this stuff. Now, I don't know what's under the deck, honestly. I'd like to see that. Actually, I'd like to turn this deck over. So give me a second. Let me flip this over. By the way, batteries are out. Batteries always out when you're about to turn a mower over. Oh God, this is going to be fun. Let's see. I just want to see, because we're going to look at the Honda too. Now that's difficult because it's really not made to be put on its back. But look, it just threw out, like it vomited. It just threw out like a whole bunch of grass that was here. And it landed right here. All right, so nowhere to go, right? Your mulch plug is closed. Nowhere to go. I don't know, man. I'm happy with this, but at the same time, it lost the race. Now let's take a look at the Honda. Now, obviously, the Honda came in dead last. We couldn't restart it. And I guess I really want to take a look. So let me take the battery out. I wish me luck. The battery's out. It's not easy to lift up this thing. It's not made to be on its back, but I learned one way you could do it, but wow. So yeah, you can see, look at this. Look, you got jam packed here, you know, stuff's there. So now it's kind of falling out, but yet couldn't start. I'm wondering if I just take this grass out for a second, will it start? That'll be kind of interesting to see if I can take this out and just see if it'll start. I hope it'll start. I think it should. You know, let's find out in a second here. Before that, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of grass. A lot of grass. It's a hot mess. Let me turn that around, put the battery in, see if we can start. All right, battery's in. Battery's back in. Let's just see if we can start it. Gotta hold the button to turn it on, by the way. All right, 1, 2. Yep. And that's it. I am not trying anything. Guys, so you know, you were here, you witnessed it. The 21-inch. No issues. No choking. No problem. 3,800 RPM. Almost. And then 2,800 or 2,900 RPM. Yeah, we couldn't even start it. I guess there must be a sensor or something in there. Really, because when I lifted up the bottom, it didn't look like it was that packed. But that's the story, guys. I guess this is what they mean when they say carnage. Oh, deadly, deadly. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching our video. I sure hope you found it helpful. And if you did, give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and put our social media up on top if you want to follow us. And you'll be able to subscribe to our channel by clicking this round Tech Made Easy logo. Guys, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.